Age of Change. Chapter 2. Author, me. While April was staring at me, my mind went blank. I wanted to say something, anything, but all my mouth did was move up and down without any sound coming out. The girl that I liked just seen me in my darkest light. What else could I do in this situation? The torturing silence lasted for a good 5 seconds before I gained control of my thoughts. I kept thinking, what should I say so that I don't look like a psychopath in front of her? Didn't mean to go that far. You just lost control for a second there. I could barely get out a coherent sentence out of my mouth. This showed that I was terrible when put in a difficult situation. While I was trying to find something else to say to clear my name, I heard a ding sound ring in my head. I choose to ignore what I perceived to be a notification of sort. Well, I'm shocked. I didn't think you had anything like that in you. It was like you were possessed or something. Is the anger out of your system, or are you looking for more? Why, you aren't scared of what I did? I can't say that I am, since I would probably do the same thing as you in that situation. Though, I don't think I would go as far as brutalizing the goblin's face. And why are you mumbling so much? You know we are friends, so speak up. This was probably just a one-time thing. I won't let my anger get the best of me. So, what part of my madness did you see? I just saw the ending where you got that lucky kick. You should be more careful next time. I thought to myself that April must have some screws loose to still be able to talk to me after what she saw, and I couldn't be any happier. I, of course, would never tell her that. April then started to walk up to me like she had all the confidence in the world. I don't think I would be able to do the same in her situation. When she got close enough to me, she asked, "What happened to your arm?" I was confused about her question until I saw her eyes looking at my arm. I looked down to see that I was holding it. With all the adrenaline out of my system, my body knew that I was hurt before me even noticing. I knew I was slightly hit, but it didn't seem bad at the time. "It's not a big deal, it's just a small scratch," I replied so that I didn't look like a weakling. I couldn't have her thinking that I couldn't protect myself. No self-respecting man would ever want to see the girl they like see them in a vulnerable state. Then again, these might be the thoughts of an insecure macho man. "Let me see it," she asked while already reaching for my arm. It happened so fast that I was caught unprepared. When she touched my arm, it felt like a bolt of electricity was coursing through my body. That one touch made me wince, and the action didn't escape April's gaze. She smiled at me and told me to follow her. I started to follow her, then I remembered why I didn't escape the goblin when I had a chance. I told her to wait for a moment so that I could get my consolation prize. I bent down to pick up the wooden club, and you wouldn't believe how heavy it was. The goblin was clearly smaller than me, but was swinging the club with one hand like it was nothing. I only had one good arm, but I definitely wasn't going to leave the club behind. So, I put all the power I can muster into my right arm and pulled on the club. The club did me a great favor by letting me pull it, but it was still extremely heavy. April saw me struggling, so she came and helped me out. Usually, it would take 20 seconds to get to April's place, but with the added weight of the club it took us a good minute to get near the vicinity of her door. When we got near her place, I saw 5 goblin corpses on the floor. I turned to April and gave her a questioning look. "You weren't the only one who ran into those goblins," she answered. I was so shocked. It took all I had to take down one of those things, and she took out 5 of them with time to spare. Dang, she is one scary chick. She'd probably be the one protecting me. I also saw something else that was quite funny. All 5 of the goblins had wooden clubs, and here I was dragging this heavy-ass club. You know, you could have told me that there were some clubs by your place. You just looked so handsome when you were trying so hard to pick one up that I just couldn't help it," said April with a teasing smile on her face. I tried to open my mouth to give her a reply, but nothing came out and I started to blush. When April saw my face, she couldn't help but laugh. As harmless as her laugh was, it made me blush more than I ever wanted, so I turned my face around and let the club fall to the ground. I forgot that she was holding it with me, but luckily, she had surprisingly fast reflexes. The club fell to the ground with a bang and all we did was stare at it. The moment was so awkward that there was nothing to do but laugh. It's funny how moments like these could make one forget that they were just in a life or death situation and were still far from being safe. After laughing, I told her to help me bring all the clubs into her place, just in case someone takes them from us. April agreed, so for the next 5 minutes, we dragged all 6 clubs into her house. I didn't know how out of shape I was until we were done. I was sweating bullets, while April was just fine. Man, this girl was out of my league, I thought. When everything was done, I laid on her couch while she went to get me an ice pack. While April was applying the ice pack on my arm, she asked me, "What do you think is going to happen to us from now on?" I honestly didn't know what our future held, so I could only tell her, it doesn't really matter as long as we can find a way to survive, we'd be okay. I told her usually in a what would happen to Earth if humans went extinct video electricity would usually run out. I don't know if it would happen a day from now, a week from now, or a month from now, but it would be best for us to be prepared. I know, but I think we should rest for a moment, she answered while walking to the back window of her apartment. She looked outside and told me that we would probably have to wait for an hour or 2 before we could go get some provisions. I walked up to the window to see outside, and what I saw was pure chaos. People were fighting for their lives, while the monsters were having a field day. There was a voice in my head telling me that I should go out and help as much people as I can, but I wasn't stupid enough to follow such an idea. In a world where I couldn't protect myself, how would I be able to help others? I didn't have a hero's complex, and I found heroes to be overrated in everything they did. I tried to entertain the thought of going to help, but I didn't know if, by trying to help, I could cause my own death. From these thoughts, I believed that it wasn't worth it. I turned to look at April and saw that she had the saddest look on her face. It was a facial expression that I had never seen her with. I could see it in her eyes that she wanted to help but knew that she didn't have the power to do so. Life couldn't help but feel bleak at this moment. I couldn't take the atmosphere anymore and went to sit on the couch. That was then I remembered I heard a notification sound in my head. I thought of all that was happening around us seemed like something that came straight out of a video game. I remembered that when I saw the goblin I saw a screen. That informed me about its health and level. Maybe there was a way for me to see my stats. I didn't want to disturb April, so I yelled status in my head. Surprisingly, that action worked and a screen popped up. Status window. Name, Jason King. Race, human. Age, 20. Gender, male. LVL, 1. Titles, Madness. Health, 83, 100. Magic, 100, 100. Stamina, 72, 110. Strength, 13, 10. Endurance, 11, 10. Constitution, 10, 10. Mana, 10, 10. Dexterity, 11, 10. Luck, 5, 5. Skills, Identification. Stat points, 5. By looking at the status window, I was able to see that my stats were on the normal side. I shouldn't be surprised much, since I haven't been exercising much. I clicked my different stats to see if they were different from those of the games I played. Strength. The amount of power your fleshy body exerts. Could be improved with stat points, special items, or certain repetitive actions. Endurance. How long you will be able to last doing extraneous activity. Could be improved with stat points, special items, or certain repetitive actions. Constitution. How resilient your body is to physical/magical damage and how fast your body heals itself. Could be improved with stat points, special items, or certain repetitive actions. Mana. How much magic your body is able to hold, how fast your body regenerates magic and your spell damage. Could be improved with stat points, special items, or certain repetitive actions. Dexterity. How fast your body is able to move, your reaction time and your nimbleness. Could be improved with stat points, special items, or certain repetitive actions. Luck. How often monsters will drop certain items after death. Could be improved through special items or materials. Cannot be improved with stat points. Madness. The person with this title has psychopathic tendencies. They suppress their emotions deep down until they explode and do something. Out there character. The people who earn this title, good for you, you are a psychopath. When your emotions come to a point where you can't control them, your madness will activate. When a certain amount of blood gets on you, there will be 15% increase in strength and reaction speed. There is a 99% chance of losing control of your body. Depends on the amount of blood in the enemy's body and your emotional level. Strength +1, dexterity +1 per level. From what I've seen, the stats weren't too much different from RPG games and were sort of easy to understand. I looked closer at my stats and saw that I had 1 skill and 1 title. I was familiar with the identification skill, which helped me understand an enemy's level and health points, which also helped me see a weapon's statistic. Usually in games, titles are hard to stumble by, and yet I already gained 1. I won't lie, the title sounded very ominous, but I knew that losing control of my emotion gave me the title. The Madness title sounded OP, but the 99% chance of losing control didn't make me feel any better. I wasn't sure if when the Madness title activated, and I lose control, would I start going against my allies, would I lose all rationality while fighting the enemy, or anything else that could possibly happen. There were too many possibilities of things going wrong, and because of that I would try not to let my emotions overwhelm me or let blood get anywhere close to me. When I was done checking everything, sleepiness crept up on me, so I let all my wariness go and fell asleep. I didn't worry about my life, because I trusted April enough to not let anything happen to me. Like and subscribe.